What up? So, who am I here with?
You're here with your mother.
Yay.
Nancy.
Yay for your
first names.
Look, it's my sister. Oh, shit.
Nobody share my name.
Okay, I've got a story for you. And then you say, what is it, Mom? You guys say.
Oh, what is it?
Okay, so when I think I was 19 and,
Dude.
What?
Nothing.
You don't like this story already. You bastard. Anyway, I think I was 19, and you guys were, like, I had already moved out, but you guys were moving out of your house. You guys were moving, and, you can't just shake your head.
Oh.
You have to communicate through
You should speak
the
for
microphone.
Mom. You should do two different voices. I'll be Mom. You
And
should talk to me.
all right, this story is quickly sucking.
Well, no. Tell me the story.
I'm trying to tell you the story. I'm not trying to tell this person the story. You know who I'm talking about. Okay. So you guys were moving and we were cleaning out one of the rooms that I used to stay in, and I found a report card. Do you remember any of this?
Nope. No.
Okay. Were you speaking for Mom or was that for yourself?
Both.
Okay, thank you. And the report card said
From the 80s?
no, I think it was from high school or middle school.
That's not a good sign.
The 80s was like the 80s was like
You
kindergarten.
could have been a bad child then.
I was, but anyway. So the report card said
Pineapple.
I forget what it said. Fuck, this whole story has just crumbled apart. It said something like, she's a wonderful person but has a problem with authority or something. And I just remember reading it and feeling like a huge Oprah moment. Like I could cry and I could understand my whole self. Like, I don't know, something about reading that I have a problem with authority, and it was like from back in the day was just really enlightening. It was like, I'm not a problem. This
Yes,
is just
you are.
who I am.
That's a problem.
Zip it. Do you have do you remember anything about like me when I was like in school or anything?
We're outside in the jungle,
Well,
folks.
I remember the teacher calling me in Armstrong Middle School and saying,
Later.
Mrs. Jacobs, she won't get off the desk. She's perched. She's perched like a bird.
You're kidding. I don't remember any of this.
Yeah, tell
And
me
I
more.
and she said, "What do I do?" And I told her, "Tell her to get down."
You guys find this hilarious. You're talking about me. Do you have any other stories like that?
Yeah, but
I don't remember any of this. I clearly was in the zone.
This is when you were older, but I
You're a
was
bird.
telling someone about you, and they said,
Problem child.
"Oh, you know, like that was like not very good." And I said, "Well, I love her. She's a dreamer."
Okay, I think you told me this, like you were telling somebody, like, some of the silly, like, not silly, like, the adventurous stuff we've done.
Sure.
And they were like, "Ooh, your child sucks." And you were like, "These are her strengths," or
I'm
something
glad you're
like
not my
that.
child.
I also remember when you were older, you told me you were going on vacation, and I asked you where, and you were very vague. And I thought, this is not a good sign. You said, "Oh, I'm just going somewhere." And I said, "Well, maybe it's not quite time yet. Maybe she doesn't really have
Was
her
she
plans
over
down."
18? Well, then, Mom, it don't matter.
All right,
It does matter.
All right.
And
zip
so
it.
then it got closer, and you said, "Oh, I'm just going off this way." And I didn't ever really know where you went,
Uh-huh.
except when you brought back, I think, some
Hippie.
not footage, like a YouTube or something back, and you showed me where you went, and you were in the back of a police car.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's when I found out what you had really been up to.
Yeah, what were you doing?
No, that was train hopping.
Oh.
Yeah.
But there's that, I post that clip on YouTube, so maybe that's what you're referring to.
The one, and then there was one when we still lived on Valencia Drive, so I'm not sure how old you were.
Uh-huh.
And the man called up and said, "Oh, he was a federal agent or some kind, and you were on federal property.
Oh my God.
And what should we do?" And your father said, "Put her in jail." And so at the end, he just, the guy was very hesitant to bring you to jail. So then Dad went and got you. Do you remember that?
I remember a couple things. I'm not really sure which in particular you're referring to, but I do remember a couple.
I think you were making like a fire on federal property.
Okay, yeah.
I think you were cooking. You weren't setting it on fire.
We were not cooking.
No.
We weren't cooking, but we were also not setting on fire.
Yeah.
All right, Heather, do you want to add anything before we wrap this bitch up?
No.
Come on, Heather, bring the noise. Peace. Peace.
But
Continue.
I'm just saying that even though, you said something that I don't think was true one time. You said, I never yelled at you, and I think I did, but I think it was always inside.
Oh, I said that you've never yelled at me?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happened?
And I said, well, maybe, because sometimes I just wanted you, like, to get along with, with, like, the teachers and stuff. And then I said, no, don't say anything because she's just great the way she is. And if you say something,
right.
it gets in your head.
Oh, you were worried that if the teachers were too hard on me, that instead of me shaping up, I would be, like, destroyed as a person. You were like, no, let her run wild. This is her spirit.
It is. And I was right.
So what happened about me not yelling at me?
Well, I think sometimes your father thought I was too easy.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, I didn't want to squelch your spirit. So
I don't think you did.
I know.
Congratulations.
So I just say, let things be the way they're supposed to be. Less intervention.
All right. Any other stories you want to wrap it up?
No, it takes me 3 days to think of a story, so.
So hold one in the back of your mind, and then next time we invite you on, hey, is there like a clapping, like a audience sound effect we can add? We should throw one in, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.